Prague to risk Russian wrath by naming square after Boris Nemtsov. Rebranding area in front of Russian embassy after Putin critic has huge symbolic value.
Here's a summary of the article.
Prague councillors are to risk the wrath of the Kremlin by renaming a square in front of the Russian embassy after the murdered opposition politician Boris Nemtsov, a vociferous foe of Vladimir Putin. The embassy, in a former mansion once owned by a prominent Jewish banker and later used as the Prague headquarters of the Gestapo, was presented to Stalin by the Czechoslovak government after the Second World War in thanks for the Soviet Union's role in freeing the country from Nazi occupation. Prague Council is also set to name a promenade in Stromovka Park, behind the embassy, after Anna Politkovskaya, an anti-Kremlin journalist who was murdered in 2006. Prague's move is likely to reignite tensions with the Russian embassy, which has previously criticized local authority leaders over the treatment of a statue of a decorated Soviet general, Marshal Ivan Konev, after it was reinscribed to qualify his earlier official status as a «savior» in the Second World War, before being covered up to deter vandals. Prague's mayor, Zden, Khib, who has previously confronted China over its claim of sovereignty over Taiwan, embraced the move to rename the square after Nemtsov after a petition organized by the Czech Green Party and a meeting with Vladimir Kara-Murza, the chairman of the Boris Nemtsov Foundation for Freedom. The Russian government has officially condemned the killing of Boris Nemtsov, he said. "We have a Russian embassy here that's rather arrogant and has more employees than their embassy in London and who are probably doing things unconnected with diplomacy," he said.
This post received a score of 5,194, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Putin gobbles dicks. Vladimir would like to know your location.
38.89766763, -77.03652988.
1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, for those who don't want to look it up. I definitely wouldn't want to be the schmuck who lives there.
Next LVL swatting, missiling.
Pretty sure that's how we all get to play the real-life Fallout game.
Just so background information, the country's prime minister, heavily corrupt, and president, old communist who defended Russia in Litvinenko case and was actually prepared to take the blame, are EU critics and pro-Russia, while the Prague is run by progressive young people who are highly skeptical of Russia and China.
I really want to go to Prague this spring. Here the city is beautiful.
Then do me a favor, and yourself, and watch some of these videos. Been to Prague around 40 to 50 times in my life, and this channel has so many good tips on this beautiful city. Please have a look and browse some videos. He has great suggestions of what to explore besides the touristic shit and fake souvenirs. The series is amazing. I wish every city can be endowed with a soul like this.
Ha! I wonder how Russia will manage to stage a suicide of a city square.
Gas line explosion.
Reminds me of when they renamed the location of the South African consulate, Nelson Mandela Square, every piece of mail, for years, with his name on the front.
Next on the list, rename the road or square outside the Chinese embassy Tiananmen Square. Going to be a lot more awkward for the Chinese diplomats then.
We already have a square in different city depicting the Tiananmen massacre for all the Chinese tourists.
Lithuania has already done this law. Any praise for us?
Yes, good work.
Let's not forget that the country once known as Czechoslovakia was a Russian satellite state, making this move even ballsier, given Russian moves toward resurrecting the Iron Curtain. Clearly they want nothing to do with Russia's desire to restore its old sphere of influence moving forward.
That would be nice, but our president is Russophile and our PM is neither pro-Western nor pro-Russian, and he will do whatever he thinks gets him elected and more money to his pocket. It is the big cities who are pro-Western.
If the world's richest tyrant gets his fifis hurt by them renaming a place in their own country and city, that's his problem.
Checkmate Putin.
Recently Russia refused to install monument of Czechoslovak legionnaires in Samara after protests of citizens of Samara and communists and other citizens during Russian Civil War. They allied with White Guards, and intentions of making monument was also viewed as a step to desovietization, and also the fact Czech Republic currently supports anti-Russian sanctions played against it. So it is natural Czech want to troll Russia in return.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.